If you're new to Spotlight, there's a couple of things you need to know. First, when you're logging into KCTCS, normally you go into courses. To do Spotlight, you go into organizations, and there should be a Spotlight tile. If there's not a Spotlight tile, if you don't see a Spotlight tile, contact me and let me know, because you need to become a member of this group. This organization is where you go to actually teach. So if you want to teach a Spotlight session, you click on here. Then you go over here, because we teach the sessions in Blackboard Collaborate. Click on the arrow down, because each course, each session has each course has a different room. So think of this as classrooms. So we've got the 112 classroom, we've got the 137 classroom, we've got the 139 classroom, and these function like classrooms. So you can play in them at any time you want to, unless there's another teacher in there. So both teachers for 137 are in the same classroom. So make sure you check the schedule when you're uploading your materials. You can share materials with each other. You're sharing the same classroom, so you're sharing the same folders. Actually, let me go into 112 real quick. So 112 and 137 and 139 will look exactly the same way. 112, you go in here. Close this out for the moment. So down here, you turn your audio, your video on. Here's your raise your hand. Here is the control panel, the collaborate panel. This is where you talk. You can talk to everyone, or you can talk to individual people. Here are your attendees. You can see what their connection is like. Here you can mute them. This shows up when you have multiple people. Here's where you share content. You have the whiteboard. You share an application or a screen. Ideally, don't ever share a screen, because you get this whole picture-in-picture kind of thing going on. I love working with a secondary screen. This is really the way to go. Otherwise, share a window or a Chrome tab itself. You can share files. Sharing files, you can only upload PowerPoint and PDF files. The moment you upload, they become you can't modify them anymore, and you cannot download them. So make sure you keep your originals. You can share them with each other. So if you upload something for 137, the other 137 instructor will see them. So make sure that you help each other out by giving these things file names that make sense. Um, Either so that you can recognize your own, or you can help the other person out, letting them know that, this is the assignment related to, chapter 2 or whatever. And then here you have settings where you can, set up microphone and that kind of thing. If you have multiple attendees, this is where you can put them in groups too. But that's going to be a story for another day. And then you can record over here, and you leave the session down here. You always have to do this extra step. And if students skip that step, it looks like they're there, even though they're not. So if they don't go on, this still looks like you're still in the room. Okay, so that's that session. The other thing I wanted to show you real quick is looking at the room. You can look at room reports. And this is where you can figure out if a student was there or not. So here's, for example, the Bio 112 room. It takes a minute for this to show up. So it's not going to show immediately that I'm in there right now. But me and Sammy, we talked earlier today, and then I created a dummy person for just a second as we were doing this. So um, this is recorded now in there, and you can look up the same way what the students did, whether they're coming, going, what time, and that kind of thing. So that is so the way you do that is click on those three dots, and then you go to the room report. Training is here. Now beware that you are a leader in this course, so you can in fact delete things. So be very careful about what you delete and what you don't. So don't delete anything or don't edit anything. But training materials are in here, and you're expected to do these training materials and to create lesson plans. So here there's a template for a lesson plan, for example, that we all should be using for our lessons. I'm going to download this thing. Part of the reason for downloading it is because I want to put the document into the Teams group. So we have a Bluegrass Bio Facilitator as Bio Spotlight Facilitator team. So you should become a member of this. I'm trying to keep up with resources in there and trying to keep the communication in there so you can look things up again later in the semester. So this is how to record attendance. Here is a facilitator contact info where you can put down your information. All these files are in here, and I'm trying to organize them by semester. So fall right now has facilitator contact info and how to record attendance. And I just added the lesson plan template. So if you don't have access to this team, let me know so I can invite you. So those are the two places you should have access to: the team and the Blackboard organization.